What's up, you guys? It's your girl Miss Confident, and I am back with yet another YouTube video. I know it has been a while. I know that I promised you guys on the last video, well, not the last video, but the video before that, on the part 1 of the Queen situation, that I would do part 2. So I actually was going to do an update video on where I have been, why I have not been active in the YouTube community, what's been going on with me, because that's one of the things that you guys did request, but I will get that to you very shortly. So I decided to go ahead and do part 2 of the Queen situation. Yeah, because you guys, it wouldn't be fair to just go ahead and go with another video. So I decided to go ahead and do it, because I know people are gonna come, you back and you doing 2 videos on Queen. It's part 2. Chill and relax, okay? Anyway, I can't remember where I left off. I should not have been lazy, and I should have just, checked out my video before last to see where I stopped at. But I guess I'll just go with the flow. I don't even have my notes or anything like that, so I guess I'll just go with the flow. All right, so let's move that over a little bit. But anyway, I think last where I stopped off on was talking about the situation with Queen's mother, Miss Reva, saying that, well, Miss Reva never said it, but Tina implied and also stated that Clarence had kicked their mom out of the hospital when Queen was having Legend. Like I stated in the last video, I do believe that that is the truth. I do believe that, those statements are true that Tina was making. A lot of people go up and down with Tina, meaning like they used to like Tina back in the day when she was going at like Queen's enemies and things like that. But then when she started to expose Queen, everybody tried to jump off the bandwagon like, oh no, no, I take that back. When she was going against people like Chris Sales or Queen's ex-friend Ange and different things like that, they was rooting for Tina. But then when she started to expose other things such as Clarence and things that Queen was doing and certain things like that, it was like, oh, Tina this, Tina that. Now let me say this, I do not agree with Tina stealing. I don't agree with anyone stealing. But let's be honest, Tina, a lot of us like to think in our minds and in our head that Tina is older than what she is. I was not stealing at 16, 17 years old, because at that point I knew better. But when I was younger, elementary younger, yes, I did take some things that I should not have taken as a child. We all do those things and then you learn. So no, I am not saying that it was right for Tina to do the things that she did, basically. But what I am saying is that a lot of times when I'm going to say 2 things. A lot of times, one, when you don't know how to reach someone, you start doing these things like crying out for help, crying out for attention. So you start doing stupid things that ultimately can get you in another situation. But when you're young, you don't really think about those things. And 2, we don't know the situation. We don't know, once again, not saying that it's right, but we don't know if this girl really needed the money. Obviously, I'm not going to say she really needed it, because if she really needed it, she would have spent it on things that she really needed and not material things or things that she wanted. Do I think that she was trying to get at Clarence? I do think she was trying to get at Clarence, but I also do think that she knew that that was Queen's account. Also, that was Queen's and Clarence's joint account. But I think her motive might have been, okay, if you're going to spend all this money on a man, if you're going to spend all this money on Clarence, then why won't you help your family? Why won't you help your sister, your brother, your mom, or whatever the situation is, or whatever? I don't really know the logic of what Tina was doing, but I do not agree with the stealing aspect. But I have to give her not necessarily a break, but I have to not be biased with the situation, because I know we all did things when we were younger. And you don't know how you would feel if, to be honest, as far as the public knows, this is their second time going through hell when Queen has got a man in her life. As we all know, Queen, when she got with Chris Sales, Chris said, oh, her family this and this and that didn't get along, but look how their situation turned out. Now it's Clarence. Oh, well, every time Queen's, the little kids, every time Queen get a man, her family act up. No, sometimes, you know the saying, mother knows best. Sometimes you are in situations where mama don't know best, but in a lot of situations, especially when you have a praying mother like Miss Reva, mother knows best, you know. And I also think that Miss Reva is in between a rock and a hard place. I think that a part of her wants to basically do what Tina is doing, which is exposing the truth on everything. But I don't even think Tina is exposing the truth on everything. I think it's really some stuff that Tina has not told that, you know, she's just trying to still look out for Queen, but it's some things that she has not told. But like I said, I think that Miss Reva is in between a rock and a hard place, because a lot of people think it's because if she speaks, Queen is going to cut her out financially. I'm going to be honest. I think so. I think if Miss Reva was to speak the truth on the situation, even if she was to talk about Clarence and not Queen, Queen would cut her mom off for a man. I believe that. And I'm not hating. I'm just speaking my truth. If you don't like it, you can click off the video. You don't have to subscribe. Don't like the video, whatever you got to do. But I have to speak my truth on what I believe, in my opinion. I believe that Miss Reva feels that one day Queen is going to wake up. I think that, my opinion, I think that one day Queen is going to have to do the same thing that she had to do in the Chris Sale situation, which is get her stuff and go to her mom, run back to her mom and her family. A lot of people are saying, no, that's different. She didn't have money when she was with. Lies. Queen had money. Did she have the money that she had after Chris Sales, during Chris Sales? No. We all know that. We know that Chris wasn't giving her the money that she deserved. Chris wasn't forking over the channel, you know, to her. She let him keep the channel and grew her own channel and things like that. But what we have to realize is that Queen had that channel for months and months and months before she even stated it. And if you go back to when the page was created, you know, Queen already had a big following on that page to where she could make money to sustain. So I hate to hear people, even Clarence, say Queen didn't have nothing. Queen was lying to you, Clarence, or something, because how do you figure this woman didn't have nothing, especially now since you are in the YouTube world and you see how the things work, you see how monetization work, you see how subscriber and viewer count and all these things go, you know, coexist and all these things. So how in the world could you even keep coming out your mouth saying, oh, Queen didn't have anything? Is it just to fill your ego? Because I know you cannot possibly believe that Queen literally did not have anything. Like, come on. But yeah, I think that she's going to have to do the same thing that she did, and not necessarily for financial reasons. I think just for moral support. And of course, her family is going to be there for her. But is it fair to them to have to keep going through this when Queen gets a man, and then when things go awry, it's like, okay, I'm going to run back to my family and act like I did nothing. I didn't abandon them. I didn't, you know, do all these things. I don't think it's fair, you know, to them. But I know that they love Queen and they always will love Queen. That's family, that's blood. So I think in the back of her mind, she knows that I can always run back to my family regardless of the things that I do, you know. And then I think with this Clarence situation, I think Queen, it would take Queen probably 20 years to leave Clarence if he was to start dogging her out. If he was to start doing the exact same thing that Chris Sales was doing, or even worse, I think that Queen honestly would stay until it gets to the point where everything is being exposed. There was already rumors, allegedly, there was already rumors that Clarence, okay, I heard a few rumors in the YouTube world. You guys be hitting me up with stuff and all that. I expose some, I don't, whatever. But the first thing that I was told was Clarence cheats or something like that. I don't know if they said when he's in LA or just period, and he gets the girls to sign non-disclosure forms, allegedly. Like I said, I don't know. This was told to me. Do I believe that? I don't really know about that. And then the second thing was that he got caught up in a situation with FaceTime or something, and they said it ended up being this guy that was posing as him. Do I believe that? I don't know. I don't know about any of that. Those are all alleged things. But what I do believe, in my opinion, is that Clarence might have stepped out on Queen, but not. Okay, let me explain. Do I believe that Clarence, let's say, was intimate with another person while he has been with Queen? Part of me don't feel that, but do I feel like he has conversed with other females or a female? I'm not gonna say any names, but you guys, if you follow the story, you probably know who I'm talking about. But I think that he has to do it with someone who he truly trusts and someone who he knows is not going to leak anything to the media. Someone who he knows, it can't be a random girl, or it can't be someone who just wants the attention or any of that. It has to be someone that truly cares about him and doesn't want his reputation to go down if this was exposed. Also, someone who is not looking to gain anything from it. What do I feel in the future for Clarence and Queen? I don't know why I keep feeling this, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have not even been watching like Queen's channel. I've been watching here and there. The Royal Family channel, I have not been watching it. I think I watched one video yesterday, like the past probably 3-4 weeks. And it was the tattoo prank. No, that was on Clarence's channel, so it wasn't on the Royal Family channel. But I watched that like this morning to try to get some information for this video. But and that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day, y'all. I should have did a reaction, but yeah, I was just randomly thinking, like yesterday I was in the kitchen cooking, and I was like, for some reason, I cannot shake that I feel like Chris and Queen are going to be back together one day. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know anything. What I feel from the situation, and let me tell you guys something about my feelings that I don't know if I shared this with you guys before or whatnot, but since I was a little girl, I have been able to interpret situations and how can I say this? Like, feel certain things and they come true. I'm able to have dreams and visions and they come true. Certain things like that. I recently, let me hurry up and tell the story. Make a long story short. I recently wrote in my phone, and I have the proof in my phone. I recently wrote in my phone about 2 weeks before the Kevin Hart accident that something was going to happen to him. I actually had a dream that something worse happened to him, and I pray that it doesn't, but I wrote it down so I can literally show people that I am telling the truth when I have these visions and stuff, because I'm never able to prove it. So I wrote it down and it has the date programmed. You know how the phone programs the date in there automatically. And when I showed people, they were like, "Are you serious? Because how did you know that?" But back to the story. Anyways, I keep feeling, my feelings of the situation is this: Queen has not forgiven Chris for the things that he has done. And it's not even more so she hasn't forgiven him for the cheating, it's the embarrassment. Queen is the type of person, and no offense to Miss Reva, no offense to nobody else, no offense to Queen, but this is what I honestly feel. I feel like Queen is a lot like her mother. I feel like a lot of old-fashioned women and women in Christ and women in church and things like that in religion, they value marriage, they value relationships and things like that, like past value, to the point where it's like, okay, come on now. But I think that if he would not have publicly embarrassed her, meaning that the stories didn't leak, the girls didn't come forward, all these things like that, I feel that Queen would have probably faked the funk for YouTube to continue to make the money, to continue to just say she got her husband, she's with her baby's father, and things like that. That is why I said, I feel like Clarence could do whatever he wants to do till Queen finally gets fed up, but it's going to take a lot for her to get fed up, because she doesn't want, and if it's not publicly, but it gets back to her, I think she'll work it out with Clarence. Now, if it goes public and it continues to be public, public. That's a tongue twister. But if it continues to be public, then I think she would have to move on, because then it would be like, okay, but the fact that this is her second child, second father of her child, and things like that, I think that she'll try to work it out above the point that it needs to be worked out. But like I said, I really do feel that her and Chris will be back together. I don't know if it will be officially back together, married, just try the relationship again, or just fooling around. But I do feel that there is still love between the two. I feel like Chris feels like he has to basically show Queen that, you know, oh, you moved on, I can move on too. I'm happy, you happy. Let's just raise our child. When really he don't feel like that. Chris has a lot of pride. And Queen, she feels like, okay, I have to teach Chris a lesson. And she's basically, in my opinion, she's using Clarence. You know how, like, when you break up with someone and you quickly jump into another situation to get your mind off of that person? I feel like that's what Clarence is to Queen. Queen was in a lot of lust. She is in a lot of lust with Clarence, and that's all it is. It's lust. It's not, I don't look at them and see true love. When I see her say, give me a kiss, I don't feel it's like fireworks shooting off. It's like, oh, I feel a heartbeat down there, if you know what I mean. But it's like, it ain't no heartbeat up here. I don't get that. When I saw her with Chris, I'm gonna be honest, I felt it was a heartbeat here. It was just certain things was not right. You know, a lot of people say they were young, all of those things, and they were, but I don't know. And I think that Chris woke up and realized, and not even because of the money or because of Queen's fame or none of that stuff like that. I really do think that, you know, Chris woke up and realized, like, I lost my family. Like, I lost everything, where even where he could be financially, career-wise, every opportunities, everything. Like, you sat there, the brand deals you guys could have had as a family and everything else, and the things that you guys just created together. God made everything happen for a reason. And sometimes when we are young, we don't see that. We don't see it until it's too late. And in their situation, I don't feel like it's too late. But I feel like if he doesn't put his pride to the side, if Queen doesn't forgive him fully, they won't reconnect the way that they should, or the way that it was meant for them to. But both of them have to change, because both of them are cheaters. And I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that about Queen, but it's the truth. Both are cheaters. But I feel like with growing and love and Christ back into their situation, they can heal what's meant to be healed. Now, before I end this video, let me say this. I do believe that if Queen was to leave Clarence and go back to Chris, or just leave Clarence, period, Clarence is going to make Queen's life a living hell. She thinks that Chris is a a-hole, and Chris is the do the most and everything else. But one thing about it is, she really has a smooth co-parenting relationship with Chris. Now, do they have personal situations and personal things and tits and tit for tat and all of that going on between them two? Yes. But when it comes to that little boy, baby CJ, they keep their eye on the prize. But I don't think she would have that with Clarence. I think that Clarence is going to let them women traits come up out of him, you know what I'm talking about, them traits come up out of him, and he's gonna be mad that he lost his cash cow, because that's all I feel that Clarence look at Queen as. I feel like Clarence likes Queen, yes, he grew into Light, but I don't feel love. I don't feel love. I tried to look at their videos and be like, oh, and then it's just like, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video, because it's already longer than what I wanted it to be. And until the next video, you guys, stay confident. Bye.